What are the key things to note for when I'm assessing them?
Oh, assessing them.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, if you think about it, try to see assessment in perhaps a different way than the traditional way. We tend to think of assessment as we're giving the students a grade. It's correct, it's not correct, or you've done really well and I'm going to give you a B+. See assessment as part of the learning process. So that means that as you're going round with the guided practice and you're observing, listening and talking to the students, you're actually doing assessment on an ongoing basis. You're not grading them, but you're identifying if they're doing it right and saying, yeah, great, move on to the next part of the experiment. But if they're not and they're stuck, you're helping to try to make their thinking visible. What are they stuck on? Is it something they've forgotten? Is it a lack of understanding about 2 or 3 components of the experiment? So you're actually doing the assessment when you ask questions and you deal with those questions. So it's an ongoing process. So assessment actually supports the learning process. They're only graded at some future time when there's a formal setting. Now, in doing this assessment, you've probably got, or you might even need to develop, a checklist, and the checklist will identify the key criteria that need to be met. So as you're doing the assessment, you can be looking at that criteria and saying to the student, have you done this? Show me. Have you done that? Do you understand that? So that checklist provides the guide that at the end of the session, the students have actually met the learning outcomes according to the specifications like that. So again, the assessment is part of that guided practice, and you've got a set of criteria that you use as a guide. So that's it. It's not as challenging as it sometimes seems.
We'll try it out and we'll see.
And as you give students feedback when you go round, for us, we can always give you feedback if you need it, because it's all part of the learning process.
Appreciate that help.
Any more questions?
I don't think so.
Not for now.
Not for now, maybe at a later time when I actually start really facilitating the class.
Right.
Then, we only know what problem you'll meet as you go along.
Yeah.
I haven't really started, yes.
Oh, right, so that's fine. As you hit problems, then come back and then we will have some feedback session and hopefully
helpful, yes.
It'll all work out nicely.
Hopefully.
Okay, Cheryl, thanks for your time.
Thank you.